The stage is set. The political discussion has just begun. Do we war or Jojo? It's the dialogue with Agba Jalingo. The dialogue every Sunday from 6 to 7 p.m. on Hit 95.9 FM. The dialogue, a political program with in-depth scrutiny of the happenings around the states. Are you tired of the eco-political situation? Then let's dialogue. The dialogue with Agba Jalingo. Sundays from 6 to 7 p.m. on Hit 95.9 FM. If you don't want to be stripped in public, then let's dialogue.
Coming to you live from Hit FM 95.9 in Calabar, and this is the dialogue with Agba Jalingo, coming to you this time around from Transcorp Hotel in Calabar, and I'm here with my co-host Jonathan Agba, very vibrant and young as usual. Jonathan.
Of course, sir, I would like to let you know that this event is being streamed live on our social media handles. You can just go there using the hashtag #TownHallCRS, hashtag the dialogue CRS, and comment, contribute, and ask questions.
Alright, listeners at home, we won't be able to take the prologue like we always do. We don't have all of that time, but we'll do that for you tomorrow as usual, 6 to 7 p.m. from the studios of Hit FM. But today, we are going to go straight. But like we always tell you, we leave no stone unturned. We leave no stone unstood until the crossover conversation bears fruit. And like I said, we have a big fish in the house, Senator Victor Ndoma Agba. You're welcome to the program, sir.
I didn't know I was now a fish.
Alright. One of the best from our state, sir. We got only 3 questions for you today, and unfortunately the callers will not be able to join us like we do, but no doubt you are going to get the answers. Before we move on to the second question, the first one is the NDDC has been known as a very bogus organization that is just awarding contracts that people never get to execute. Under your leadership, are we expecting any change, sir?
If I were to ask any of you now, what is your impression of NDDC? I am sure you will tell me it is a contract awarding fact. And unfortunately, that is the image, that is the reality of the commission. We have about 10,000 contracts. More than half of them abandoned. Over almost 3 trillion has passed through the region in the last 15 years. With that kind of money, if we cannot look like Dubai, we should look like Bahrain. Now, the NDDC has become a competitor to local governments and state governments. We now do classrooms, public toilets, health centers. The mandate of the NDDC was to create an integrated regional economy. My mission is to move NDDC back to that original mandate of being a regional developmental agency to create an integrated regional economy. As we speak, the process is ongoing to streamline those contracts. In the next couple of days, we will be cancelling 98 billion naira worth of contracts, and we'll cancel many more. We want to concentrate on projects with regional impact. And I tell you, one of the projects we are already thinking about is the settlement of the Niger Delta development. I have earlier mentioned rigging the Niger Delta region with fiber optics so that we can also increase internet penetration and internet speed.
Alright, so you just heard from this man. He said they are creating an integrated development agency that will bring integrated development to the Niger Delta. That's so cool. But what is the special place of Cross River? We're talking Cross River. How do we expect? Naturally, we will expect that you are from Cross River. There's a proverb in the language. You say if you have a brother in the war front, the war will not get to you. So what should Cross River specifically expect? Because under your leadership, we can now travel from Calabar to you in less than 1.5 hours. Congratulations to you, sir. But what, and I also understand that the president has awarded a 54 billion naira contract to Julius Berger to construct and dualize the road and all of that. But how much more is coming from the NDDC to Cross River State? Because even today, we are, part of the deliverables from this program is that we want to create a creative academy in Calabar, like the prof was saying. What can the NDDC do specifically for us in line with this dream?
We have identified drivers for the integrated regional economy that I talked about. One of the drivers is ICT. And as a sub to the ICT is the creative industry. And I think there are proposals we have received from actors in the creative industry on how we can partner with them. Yesterday, I had a number of Hollywood personalities in my office in Abuja, and the whole conversation is about how the NDDC can support that industry. But we are looking just beyond movies. We are looking at the creative industry as an industry. Movies, music, fashion, and ICT itself, So we are doing a lot in that regard. It's just that we are still at the conversation stage. After that, we'll seek the necessary board approvals. We got the board approval for the broadband fiber optics project yesterday. The other ones are still being developed. But we recognize that the creative industry is going to be one of the drivers of our plan for an integrated economy.
All right, thank you very much, distinguished Senator. In 2007, the NDDC launched a 50-year integration plan, which is almost running out, and we heard nothing about that. In a few days' time, Cross River is turning 50. Were there any special provisions for Cross River State? Talking not specifically the creative economy, but in generality.
Cross River State enjoys a peculiar but very favorable geographical location. We are the tip. So whatever you start, if you say it's Niger Delta, it must necessarily end in Calabar. Necessarily, because that is the farthest point, more or less. Yes, a number of things were planned for crossing. The rail lines. We have the east-west rail line that terminates in Calabar. You have the east-west road that terminates in Calabar. There were plans for regional airports. I think Calabar was one of them. But the Cross River State is adequately captured in all the plans of the Niger Delta. But let me say a word on the master plan. In our personal lives, if we don't have personal plans, we are not likely to make progress. We must have a plan. As a government, if you don't have plans, your achievements will be tentative or a gamble. The master plan was designed for the Niger Delta region so that we have a framework for sustainable development. But regrettably, the plan was abandoned almost as soon as it was launched. We now have the challenge of a new master plan, because we recognize that a master plan is fundamental to the systematic development of the region. You cannot avoid it. So our challenge now is what to do with the master plan. Do we have a new plan? Do we update the old plan? Do we upgrade the old plan? Do we revalidate the old plan? The last option is not available because a lot of the indices that were applicable 10 years ago when the plan was launched are no longer applicable today. So the options we are left with is either upgrade, update, or revalidate, or come up with a brand new plan.
Thank you. Like we promised, just 3 questions and we have to let it go now. But if you are still hearing us at home, Jonathan, how do they join us tomorrow?
And of course, don't forget 6 to 7 p.m. on the premier audio broadcasting outfit in Calabar, hit 95.9 FM. We are live on Facebook always, The Dialogue with Agba Jalingo. Tweet to us at The Dialogue CRS, on Instagram at The Dialogue CRS, and make sure you include either hashtag Town Hall CRS, hashtag The Dialogue CRS, or hashtag TDWAGen in your comments, contributions, and questions.
Alright, listeners, we are so sorry you couldn't join us today like you used to do. But today I tell you, don't let that make you feel down. Don't let the devil steal your joy, because whatever the devil smells can never become the Most High. The Most High remains on the throne until we come your way 6 p.m. tomorrow Sunday. God bless you.